girl.
This go. I know that I will get by. Or did you think I would cry? Or did you think I would fight?
Hey girl, how's it going?
Hey, good. We are in the car on the way home. So,
Awesome.
literally
Awesome.
multitasking at its
Yes,
finest.
of
I love
course.
it.
It's the July 4th weekend, so folks are doing stuff.
Yeah.
We had burgers earlier today, so they were good.
Yeah, I did not even think about like fireworks, being because normally we are never out and about this late, just
Yeah,
not anymore. And so
yeah,
I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot fireworks were Saturday night. Oh, well, they'll be done before 11. So we'll get it going. We'll make
yeah,
it happen.
yeah. What time does
So,
it get dark over there? Because I know it doesn't get dark here until I want to say 8:30 or something.
oh, yeah. So over here is about 9:30,
Yeah,
9:45-ish. So they can't really even start fireworks till closer to 10.
yeah.
But and they last about 30, 40 minutes, so it was about perfect.
Oh, good, good. Did your
But
kiddos have
yeah.
fun?
Oh, yeah. We just had the
Yeah.
two younger ones with us today, not the older two. So
Oh, okay.
the little ones enjoyed it. What about you and your buddy?
So yeah, we were kind of hanging out at the house today. We had some burgers, but tomorrow we're gonna go to a one of those petting aquariums where they can kind of touch all the stuff like they had like little tiny sharks and they have what is it, the oh gosh, ray something ray fish, I don't know what they're called.
Oh, stingrays.
Yeah,
Yeah?
the stingrays,
Yeah.
yes, and then they get to touch them and feed them and pet them, and so he's, like, super excited. That's what we're gonna do tomorrow.
Oh, that's
Hey,
so fun.
AI
How
love.
y'all ladies doing
Hi.
tonight?
Hey, AI.
Good.
What
Hey,
you up
Nighthawk.
to?
Just it is my anniversary night with my lady.
Ah,
So we
happy
are.
anniversary.
Thank you.
Nice,
Yep,
nice.
we just got done going out to dinner and having a nice time. So I told her,
Well, what did y'all have? What kind of food did y'all have?
oh, I had snapper, and then beans, rice, and plantains. I like to call them plantas. But yeah, that's what I had tonight, and she had chicken parmesan or something like that. I don't know, something crazy. But
Nice.
yeah, and then of course tropical margarita. And now I'm ready to watch a movie.
Nice. Ready to chillax, huh?
Yep, ready to chillax. So how y'all day been? What y'all got planned? It's 4th of July coming up. So, are y'all doing plans this weekend or tomorrow? I mean, on Monday.
And we're doing our stuff on Monday, but I was just telling Krissy that we were just kind of chilling out today. We had some burgers, and then we're gonna take my son over to the aquarium tomorrow so he can go touch and pet like sea animals, and he's gonna get to see a lemur up front, like they can touch them, and so it's like this really interactive type of zoo. But I think Krissy did help fireworks today, right, Krissy?
Yes, we're on our way home right now from watching fireworks. We went out to my in laws. They've got this little lake, house near a lake. So we went out on their boat, and it was like in five different directions. And it was so cool. You could see them everywhere, different little towns, like far off from the lake. So that was really fun. I'm sure they'll have them probably somewhere tomorrow and Monday, but that's where we were able to see them tonight.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that was really nice. We'd
Welcome,
never been there
Nighthawk.
to do that. Hey, Nighthawk.
Hello, how are you guys?
So good. Thank you for joining in. What is up, lady?
Absolutely. I'm just sort of winding down. Had a really busy day of meetings and Twitter Space and Mastermind and all these different things. So I really need to get my admin work done. But I poured myself a margarita and I decided I'd rather hang out with you guys. So
Yay!
here we go.
Oh, we love it. Thank you.
Awesome. Yes, thank you. I'm so happy to have you here. I see Cardano Robin has entered the room.
What's up,
Welcome,
Robin?
friend.
Hey E. Hey LV. Hey Malibu. Oh, there's your man.
That's my man.
There's your man.
He's
Hey Malibu.
supporting.
Yes, thank you. Hey Chris. Hey Karina. Thank you everyone for joining in. I just tweeted it. I'm going to share it at the top here if y'all don't mind to send that out so we can get some more ears here.
Yeah, definitely. I think this will be a good space. It's going to be just really chill. No hard structure or anything like that. We just want to kind of talk about some of our challenges and kind of maybe encouraging other people, and not just necessarily women, but just anyone, because I think sometimes the space can be a little intimidating sometimes, and sometimes, especially like in spaces, if you go in, there's like, I don't know, 50, 60 people, and you're like, I'm not going to say anything because it can be intimidating. But
Exactly.
we need to be able to find courage to just do things that are meaningful for us.
110%, absolutely.
I love that. So, does anybody want to just, throw out a little mini story of when they have had to feel courageous, to just get a little icebreaker going while people are joining in? Love to hear it. If not, I will begin. So, whoever wants to go.
I can go too, but I'd rather hear your story, and then maybe we can do a story from me, and then maybe folks will feel more courageous to do it.
Yes, I definitely would love to. So I've got many already of times, probably every time I get up here. Honestly, I have to be courageous. I'm fighting some fear right now, even just hosting this space. There's always some sort of, you turn your nervousness into excitement. They say it's like the same vibrations in your body. So if you feel nervous, tell yourself you feel excited and go for it. But, so the very first time I would say that I had to be courageous, I know I've told this story before, so I'll do it quickly, but was when I did my first Wallet Wednesday with Reddick and D. Clay. That was so scary because I had never really talked on spaces before, maybe a little bit with the Ape Society, but not very much. And so to come up and tell my story, and they called me up as maybe like the second girl. I think I went after Jenny. So, that was terrifying because Jenny had so much more experience than I had, especially at the time. And so to go after her was so scary, but I just jumped up there and did it. I had to muster up a lot of courage. I think I talked way too fast and way too crazy, but I still did it because I really didn't want to do it. I did not. I wanted to hide and pretend like they didn't invite me up to do it. So we all, I think, feel the same. I mean, there's some people who may not have those feelings, but I think a lot of us, experience that when it comes to any public speaking or talking in front of strangers. And, so that was a big thing for me because if I wouldn't have done it, I would not be doing this today. Like that was a huge catalyst that pushed me into speaking on Twitter Spaces and even feeling more comfortable on interviews, with projects. It just got me, the ability to fight that fear and to just do it anyways. So yeah, so that's a little story I have there. It's nothing huge, but it was really big for me to do that for the first time. And since then, I've been having to muster up the courage to do a lot of other new things, whether it is being on YouTube live with all of these, another one would be like when I did CNFT live and I was the only girl with I think maybe 7 or 8 other guys, and I was still very new in this space, and I was terrified. Thought they would ask me questions that I didn't know the answers to, and what would I do if that happened? would I just look silly? But I just did it anyway. I definitely had chronic there to help give me strength, but it was definitely something I still had to find within myself to stand up and be a girl in the middle of, a lot of voices, strong voices, and find my own. So that is what I've been doing here, is trying to find my own voice. And so this has been lovely. I hope that gives anyone even the smallest bit of encouragement and courage that you can do it as well. But yeah, Ada girl, what about you?
Yeah, I've been in this space for a while, so I feel really safe in with the people that we see here. Like, all these folks that are in here, I kind of know a little bit about everybody in here. So I feel like super comfortable. But there was a situation very recently. I just started going to the Catalyst Town Halls, which are every Wednesday. Then after the Catalyst Town Halls, there are breakout rooms where you can go, and there's each room has like a different topic, and you can go in there and talk about certain things. And so I thought, well, I want to know what's going on here, right? But it was a little overwhelming because it was predominantly male, right? There wasn't a lot of females at all. And the room that I chose to go into was the entrepreneur and community building breakout room. So when I went in there, it was a lot of guys, and guys that I didn't know, like, gentlemen that I had never really heard of or seen. So I said, I'm just going to hang out here, see, kind of lurk and see what they're talking about. But I think in the back of my mind, I was just kind of scared. I was scared to say something or say something dumb or stupid or whatnot. So I just listened to what they were talking about. And halfway through the conversation, I started realizing that they were all small business owners or entrepreneurs that were trying to get into crypto, and they were trying to talk about the crypto regulations, which I just happened to research a lot. Like, I know a lot about it, but they were asking questions that I knew the answers to, but I was so scared to say anything because I don't know why. I honestly, it was just like, maybe I'm not right, kind of this negative self-talk or self-doubt. Um, and then they just kept saying things that they were just so really, really seeking answers like they didn't know, and I knew the answers. So I took a big deep breath. And then there's this quote that I don't know if you guys know of. It's called, like, speak the truth, even if your voice shakes, right? So I just said, hey, everybody, I'm Lucy, and I think I know the answers to your questions. And I just started talking to them and telling them about, the crypto regulations that I knew about, and about the SEC versus, XRP and things like that. And man, it's like my fear of them saying, "Oh, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about," or unfounded fear. They were just so welcoming and so great and so kind. They were saying, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for, bringing this information to light." And it just really gave me one confidence, but then it started making me feel a little silly for being so scared when I really did have some knowledge. And I kind of hope that other people don't feel that they don't speak up, and then they just have this knowledge that maybe someone else could have helped, or they could have helped someone else with that information. And, they were just really, really um, welcoming and kind. And I just, in my mind, took it just like a big sigh of relief that they did say, GTFO, you don't know what you're talking about. What the heck? But they didn't. And that was, again, one of these things that for me was just, wow, okay. It's just one of these steps closer, like, okay, all of this research and all of this knowledge that I've been trying to take in, I'm actually, kind of know stuff. And so it just gave me a little bit more confidence and made me more courageous to, even if I didn't know something, to be courageous to speak and ask a question too, because asking doesn't mean that you're dumb. It just means you want to find out more. So that was my story, and it just really recently happened, like 2 or 3 months ago. So I was a little, I was so freaked out. But I would love to invite other listeners up to talk about their scary moments or something that made them kind of scared that they kind of pushed through. Anyone else have a story?
I could offer my story. So basically, I was organizing my first roundtable, and it was my first ever video, video on my YouTube channel, and it's the only one there. I've yet to do a roundtable until next weekend. But basically, I was organizing a Q1 in review roundtable, and it occurred to me after the fact that I basically had invited 7 men to my roundtable, and I think, I don't know why, but the thought of presenting in front of them um, was really sort of, it made me nervous, and I was getting really nervous the few days before. And I dated up. I mean, I went to Gene Analytics and I did my research. I was actually pulling together the data like minutes before we were meant to go live. It was just, I was retesting my streaming with a few of my community members. One of them, in fact, River Rock, is here, and he's a legend for helping me out. But basically, it was Fettuccine, Cardano Man, Jub, Blake from JPEG Store, someone from Goat Tribe, Oxy. So like all these legends in our space, and I suddenly felt like I didn't belong. Like I hadn't accomplished enough to interview them. And what if they conversely asked me a question and I didn't know the answer? And basically I thought, okay, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to be outing myself and basically burning down everything that I had built up over all these months. And I was sitting in front of them, and all of a sudden I was starting to sort of read off my intro and had a script going. And I tried to make it as natural as possible, but I was shaking inside. Like my voice, I don't know if you watch back and you can sort of hear, but I definitely was shaking. And just watching the guys' faces, Blake especially, they leaned in. So like they were really thinking about the questions. And that to me, I interpreted as massive respect because they were truly, really considering what I was asking them. And to me, there's no more sort of reassurance that I was doing the right thing than their reaction to it. And from there, I sort of got this bug of I want to do it again. And that's sort of where we're going, because I fully have every intention of doing more roundtables. In fact, I'm hosting Women of Cardano Roundtable next weekend. And I will do more so of those. And of course, I'll invite more women. Krissy, you're on my shortlist. Absolutely. I love you. And I would just like to sort of continue the conversation on these roundtables, because I think that when we do meet face to face, it's a whole other level than anything else, right? It's probably the most
Hey guys,
powerful.
how we doing?
Huh? You must be.
I wasn't done yet,
Is he
actually.
rugging? I think he might have been rugging.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to pull a.
So what's the space about?
Yeah.
What?
First of all, whoa, buddy. First of all, I'm speaking. Thanks. You can make your turn. So basically, I was really, really proud of myself for doing that roundtable, because it sort of set the tone that, wait a minute, I actually have something to say. And more to the point, I'm fully qualified to interview these people. And they do see me as a peer. They do see me as their equal. And that was probably the most terrifying experience, but also something that sort of opened more doors, because now I have relationships with them, and now they're happy to answer my DMs. And they say, how high do you want me to jump, Nighthawk? So that's my story. Thank you.
That's amazing. Wow, that would have been so scary. So great job. Wow, all the things you've been doing has been so inspiring and amazing. Both you and Ada Girl, like you guys are definitely some ladies that I need to learn from and grow with, because I just love what you're doing. Thank you for telling us that, Nighthawk, because I can associate with that a lot. I definitely know that feeling. Um, so yes,
Yeah,
and
and I wanted to touch base on something that she said too, that I think it creates an issue too for this courageousness, where a lot of people, not just women, but just people in general, have this thing called imposter syndrome. because she just said what she was doing. I mean, now I've known her for a bit now. She is very well spoken. She's super smart. She's just so, I mean, she's got her stuff together. But for her to feel like maybe I'm not supposed to be here, I shouldn't be asking these guys questions, and it's like imposter syndrome, and it's like a real problem. It's a real thing, and I think that people who generally are wanting to do a good job, maybe they want to, just always have the best for other people in mind. They just tend to feel like don't belong when they finally get there, and it is a big deal. And I think that's part of that courageousness where you are scared to say something because you wonder, should I even say, am I worthy enough to say something? But the answer is yes. You guys are, everyone always has something. Everyone has something to bring to the table, and everyone always has a voice, because that's what these connections, human connections, do, is just make us better and stronger. I just thought it kind of shocked me to hear Nighthawk say that because she's so awesome and amazing. So, girl, you got this. You got it.
It's funny that y'all say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad to hear you ladies' story. And it's very empowering to an individual such as myself. It make me feel like I'm not alone. Because oftentimes, sometimes I doubt my own capabilities or knowledge or insight and things like that. So I definitely, especially when you talk about public speaking. Public speaking is not something that's easily done and performed. It's even weirder when like there's no like engagement, like directly, like face to face engagement. And even face to face can be tough, but one thing that I really like to say is like when it comes to women inside of our spaces, I'm so proud to have you ladies as representatives because y'all put on, you know what I'm saying? And when I imagine, Cardano and everything is, sometimes I doubt myself, right? But I'm like, how can I doubt myself when the mission is so great? You know what I'm saying? So I just come to the realization myself, like everybody I'm talking to in this ecosystem, to some degree, believes in what we're doing here on this blockchain, right? And we each have our own stages. I always say this: we each have our own stages of our introduction into crypto. But for people that were there from the beginning, for people that were hanging around before we had a working protocol, before we had a working currency, what I'm saying, a working software, however you want to break it down. What I'm saying? The only thing we had was the energy that we shared with each other, and that was through like YouTube comments and things of that nature, right? And Twitter engagements. So like so much of me realizes that what lies in Cardano at its core is, the true sentiment of wanting for someone else to provide for someone else the same opportunity that's provided for you, tearing down the barriers, what I'm saying, of indifference, right? And finding commonality, right, towards an ultimate goal and purpose. So you know, that right there, I can't move, and I can't move with the frequency of fear, right? Maybe a slight doubt, but then I just, that was my ding, and that's my reminders. Like, what am I? Why am I doubt? What? Well, how can you possibly doubt what this is? The utility that it's bringing to people's lives, right? The opportunity is going to bring to people's lives. So, when it comes to things like that, maybe for like a slight second, but you know, you push past. You push past because you realize that the goal at the end of the day is much grander. And I might not be able to reach everyone, right? A lot of people say, "Oh, it's gorilla." You might. It's not my job to reach everyone, but you never know if that one person is going to reach a million. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all ladies keep doing what y'all doing. It's anniversary night, and I'm not about to get my head taken off. I gotta respect my lady too. So y'all have a good night.
You got to be courageous and
Yes.
leave the room.
Yeah,
Absolutely, my head will not be placed on the stake tonight. Oh no, no,
that's
no,
right.
no, no! In fact, I had to sneak out. I'm like, oh yeah, let me walk the dog. She's probably listening in right now. Like, I know he's on Spaces. I just know it. All
Well,
right,
thanks for
ladies.
popping in. I love that, I love your contribution. Thank you so much. And I love seeing you in spaces.
Hey, absolutely. Y'all ladies enjoy y'all night.
You too.
Thank you.
I
And
did,
happy anniversary.
yes, happy anniversary. I did want to say something else that he was talking about that also kind of brought up something about he was talking about just being courageous and speaking your truth. And I think that when I first started in spaces, it was kind of scary. But what I did do for a little bit while I got some courage was I lurked for a bit. I lurked and I was just listening to other people. And there's value in that too, just finding, giving yourself some time. But when you go into spaces, you also learn and being open to all these different things and ideas that are out there. So it's okay to kind of lurk too. You just have to just also, again, just getting into a space is courageous, and wanting to expand your worldview in a way. So we got some speakers up here. We've got the Cardano Time. Did you want to contribute something tonight, sir?
Hey everyone, and yeah, it was a great ending by AI Love. I love that he gave some time to us to give us his insight. I love when he speaks. He's very authentic, as you can tell, and I think that represents a large part of our community. And I think that when everyone first immerses themselves in Twitter Spaces and having to speak up for the first time, I definitely know that from my first time, it was nerve-wracking to speak up. On my first Twitter Space, especially. Jake Crypto was hosting it, and luckily somehow I got able to speak on it, and it was really cool. But the whole time I was sitting there, kind of raising my hand, reacting, and then kind of taking it back down, kind of reconsidering. Oh, should I talk now? Should I talk now? Should I actually speak up? And once I finally did, I realized that everybody's in these Twitter Spaces to learn. They're not here to hate or to judge anyone. They're here just to provide insight and learn from others. You know what I mean? And you know anyone that's really doubting themselves, if you're coming to these Twitter Spaces, if you're engaging and building and exploring the Cardano blockchain, you shouldn't doubt yourself. You're in the right place. You're looking to learn the right things. And so already from that, we're all intelligent people looking to learn more about something that can free us from our current situations. We're trying to learn more. We're trying to, expand our horizons, build a better future for us and our families. So, never doubt yourself and what you're thinking and what you believe in, because at the end of the day, if we're all thinking alike, then Cardano wouldn't build. It's new ideas, new thoughts, new values. It's the creativity of each individual that powers the blockchain, not just 10 people sharing the same ideas and bringing it mainstream so everyone follows it. So, at the end of the day, express who you are, be creative. And if you have an idea, then try to implement it. Try to bring about, if you have an idea to build a project, then go ahead and try. At the end of the day, it's all about new ideas that power the blockchain. It's not just about, learning and sitting back and watching others. Always stand up. If you think you've got something to give to others, if you think you've got something to provide to the world, then go ahead and try to provide it. At the end of the day, we're all creative individuals. I know I've kind of just repeated myself there, but yeah.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that outlook. And it's so true. I mean, we're here to inspire everyone to come up and try. This is a new space for a lot of people. And it's scary to jump into something new, but you definitely will have something to give, whether you're new in the space or you've been here a while. Anything you can contribute will matter and always does. Goose, my brother, how you doing? Thank you for coming up to speak.
Yeah, I know. Where we spoke last time, but what's going on, everybody?
Oh, we appreciate it. How you
Yeah,
doing? What about
Yes,
you
I'm
with
good.
welcome.
courage?
Just
Uh,
chilling.
I actually know all. I interacted with all three of y'all up here. Prior, I did a space with Knight. Of course, Chrissy's on the team, and Ada Girl. I know you from 2500 Club, so that's dope. See y'all moving and
That's
grooving.
right. Woo woo.
I didn't want
Legacy
to. I didn't want.
Club.
I was gonna ask a question, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to take it off of. Y'all are being so positive up here. I didn't want to ask a question and throw it off a little bit.
No,
But I
please
did
do. We love going in all the different
Oh,
directions.
okay, awesome. So Ada Girl, I had a question for you,
Yes, sir.
and maybe Knight as well. I asked, well, Krissy. I know Chrissy's response to this already, but what is some of the? Obviously, y'all are here for NFTs as well, like besides the Cardano community. But what is one of your biggest letdowns or heartbreaks? You said you've been around a while, so like what's something you could think of right now that's like a project that let you down or broke your heart during your travels?
Yeah, that's a really good question because it did happen, and I was really sad. Which it was my first rug pull here, and I'm the cautious one in our household because you guys may know Malibu. He's my husband. He loves taking risks. He loves buying NFTs. He loves flipping. He just loves the thrill of getting an NFT. And he may not know much about it, but he's gonna buy it. He's gonna flip it, whatever. Right? He's like super risky. But I'm not. I am very cautious. And I really try to do my research on NFTs, and I really want to invest in really good projects that I totally believe in because then I'll totally degen on those for sure, because I believe in them. So there was a project that was just like that. And I really believed in it and I went into their Discord. So that's another thing I do. I go into the Discord and I see what they're like. I see what their mods do. I see what, is going on. And I just got really good vibes in there and everyone was super positive and there was a lot of people in there. We were always talking and it was called the Generous Skeleton Society. And so they had this tier set up where, you buy certain, when you minted them, each one was worth a certain amount. And then every month you were supposed to get like a certain amount of ADA, blah, blah, blah. It sounded really cool. But more than anything, it was a community that I really liked. And then, I bought a crap ton. And then well, I guess it was like a week later, or maybe even less than that. The guy who started it completely just disappeared, but the two developers were still there. It was really weird, right? I was like, what the hell? And then they just said, no, he just disappeared. He took all the money. We don't know what happened. It was so nuts, y'all. And it was again because I was that if I research enough, I'm never gonna have a rug pull. Like it's just gonna be just fine, because I'm gonna do my research. No, y'all, it was the biggest disappointment and the biggest letdown because I actually talked to the guy. Like I would, chat with him and talk to him on Discord and stuff, and he just disappeared. And so I was like, damn. I mean, and it kind of almost made me just stop, like almost stop completely. And it was really heartbreaking. I like that you use that term, but it was heartbreaking because I put a lot of energy in that and then one day, and this is how I met Vic from the Hidden Order. I don't know if you guys know who Vic is, but he's amazing. He's wonderful. We've become really, really good friends. But he had put on a space about a day or two after that rug pull, and I saw that the guys that were the developers that were on that were in that space, and he had set up there, what happened with society, blah blah blah. So I went in there and it was just me, Vic, and those two guys. No one else wanted to go in there because I guess the community was pissed. So I went in there because I was like, oh no, they're going to hear me out. This is crap. And so I went in there and the guy said that this guy who was heading the team and hired them just disappeared. Like one day they tried to text him. His phone was disconnected. All his emails were done. The website went down. Everything went down. He just went completely dark, right? And they said that they had nothing to do with it. Like they did not know. He owed them money for all the work that they had put into the project, and he never paid them. And so I talked to them for a little bit, and I kind of felt like I got my closure for that project. But um, I kind of did have to heal a little bit. I didn't buy a lot of NFTs after that, probably for like a week. But that was really my first letdown because I felt like if I do my research, then I will never get rug pulled, and that's not true. That was the biggest lesson that I learned too, that a rug pull could happen whenever, and that I just have to be resilient enough to be okay with that. Of course, all this NFT stuff is you learn by trial and error, and it is super risky um, because you just don't know. We are placing wagers and bets on small, tiny companies, and yeah, that was rough, y'all.
Man, it sounds
About
crazy.
yeah, it was really
Sounds
crazy.
really bad. But we all been there. Like it's very relatable. But so like, did that alter your trust? Do you trust people more? Like, how do you go about with your trust. Like, how much trust do you really have in Web3 people, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying because here's the thing. I mean, especially with Web3, I am a pretty trusting person until then I don't trust you, and then it's done, right? It's like I do when I meet people, I place all my trust in them. If for some reason they do something, or there's certain things that I kind of find very valuable. Like I like honest people, I like real people, I like friendly people, and it did kind of shake my trust a little bit, but the majority of people that I knew, like people in the space, I still trusted, and that's why I just thought to myself, this is silly. What I did learn from that too, though, was at least I had these cute little ghosts that I really liked. Like the art was really cool. I really liked them, and even if I see them in my wallet, I'm a smidge bitter, but they're so cute. I can't be too bitter, right?
Wait, was it Ghost? It was Ghost. It was like all the different color ghosts. And if you
Yeah, yeah.
okay, so I mentioned that too. We were in the
Yeah,
same.
yeah,
Okay, we were in the
yeah.
same
It was like I think it was called the Skeleton Society, but they look like little ghosts to me.
little
I don't
ghost.
know.
Okay, it was in 2500 Club, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm into that too. I think
And
they didn't even have like metadata or something crazy, right? It was like was it?
yeah, it was something nuts. And so again, what I did was okay. I still like them. I look at them, they're easy to look at. It's fine. So one thing the thing I did learn that even you invest in projects that you kind of like, that you like and that you like the art or whatever. So even if it is rug pull, at least you have something beautiful to look at, something that vibes with you or whatnot. But no, in this space, I trust a lot of people. And actually, since I went to Consensus, which was the first IRL meetup with the vast amount of people that I met, that just gave me more trust in our community and the people that are in. Like I met a lot of people that were just amazing, wonderful people, even better people in person than online, and that just gave me so much hope, y'all. And it makes me so bullish, and I'm so excited for CNFT Con because that was just a subset of Cardano people. Not everybody went, but CNFT Con is just pretty much everybody in the Cardano community is going to be there. And I'm so excited because that's just going to give me more trust in people.
Awesome, awesome. I was glad. I love to hear what people think on, especially like the trusting thing, and then like heartbreak stories because it's definitely relatable. And like you said, you got closure, so it's like
I did. So
heartbreaks are
closure, yeah.
heartbreaks. You need that closure. Like you need that closure. But if anybody else wants to answer, that's just a question to everybody on stage or any of the ladies on stage.
Goose, what's your biggest heartbreak?
I think I talked about it on. We have a quick little plug. We just did our first NFA YouTube video. So we spoke on both multiple things. You can check it out. It's on YouTube. But my biggest heartbreak was like a guy named it's like my first rug pull. I don't know if it was a rug pull, but a guy by the name of Logan Paul. He's like a famous YouTuber. He had a NFT project called Crypto Zoo, which is on Ethereum, and I was so excited. It reminded me like a Pokemon, and I wanted to mint. I didn't really know how. I didn't really know. I was like kind of new, fairly new in the game, but I kind of had an idea. So basically, the mint like crashed, the website crashed, and then they had like in the bio their Twitter, like the OpenSea. So I went to go buy aftermarket, and when I went to go buy like aftermarket, it took me to I clicked the link from the Twitter, and it took me to a fake OpenSea link. So it was like messed up. So I bought something else, and it was just an egg. It was fake. It wasn't real. I lost thousands of dollars because after that I bought that egg. I then went to like the Discord or the Telegram and I asked for help. Some dude said he helped me. His name was like part of the team. Me being naive and didn't know no better, he created this whole website for like helping with CryptoZoo. So it was like this whole process. Like this guy was a genius. Like he was like a beast. Like he was very well thought out with this. Like the website looked real. It was like uh, you know service whatever like service center for cryptos whatever it was. I forget what it was. Like help desk. And he just robbed me of thousands of dollars. I didn't know no better. But yeah, that shit hurt. And then after that, I was
It
just
does hurt, dude. It hurts so bad. Not gonna lie.
It hurt. It hurt me. It hurt my soul, man. It almost turned me away from Well, that's what turned me towards Cardano NFTs. I was like, man, let me just stick with Cardano, because Cardano was like fairly newer. People weren't, that good at scamming yet. So yeah, that was my
Yeah,
story.
dude. And it's kind of like a really weird sting, huh? It's like man, you got me really good. It's like a betrayal almost. It just hurts so bad. I don't know if it's because it's money or your money is gone away or something. I don't know. It just makes you feel foolish and it stings a little bit harder.
Yeah, for sure. That hit us like a nice little sting. I almost was done with NFTs, man. Seriously, but I'm happy I'm here, rocking, having
Yeah,
a.
we're happy you're here too,
I
man.
got
You're
one.
awesome.
I got one for you. It's a funny one.
All right. Shoot.
So about 3 weeks ago, I had put $2,500 worth of 2,500 in something. I had uh, one of those llama things. I had an invader, and I had a cabin. Somebody came to me and offered 2,700. Dumb me, I pulled them all down. The guy walked with all three of them. Oh yeah, and I forgot. He bought with two of my high dollar seals, and he took a 680 seal and sold it for 69. Back to me, he didn't know, but he put it on JPEG store. But that turned out working good for Chronic because I bought a better Invader from Chronic.
Wait, how would he
It,
take it? How would he take it from?
He gave me an address on Discord claiming to be somebody with JPEG store. I had to report him to the JPG store, and they said it was a name that had been running around for a long time. He pulled an invader from me, a cabin, and about 5 seals.
Damn.
that's
So
so
sorry
painful.
that happened.
I'm so wait. Did you send it to him through the address? Is that what happened? Y'all did like instead of going through a trading platform, y'all went.
Yeah,
Y'all
because
just.
he had some third party person claiming to be a JPEG store representative,
Oh
and I sent a
shit!
copy to JPEG store. It was 2,700 ADAs worth of stuff that I had done.
Oh, they hit you with the double whammy. They working in pairs. Shit, brother. Always go through trading
I
platform. I only
learned
use.
that now.
God damn,
Unless I buy
Yeah.
from Chronic, I don't. Unless I buy from Chronic, I don't do nothing because I go straight through
man.
Chronic.
Don't trust
That's what's up.
nobody. Don't
That's
No,
trust
what's
come
up.
on, Chris. Don't
nobody.
be going through.
Not even
No,
Chronic. Don't trust
That's
Yeah, oh, I
anybody.
trust
Definitely. I would
Chronic.
never do it.
No,
Yeah,
listen,
no.
listen, listen. Chronic's my dog. That's my teammate. That's my brother. But I'm saying that to tell you, don't trust anybody because anybody can rug and walk away. I'm just the safest way. I know Chronic's a good dude. He's very, very good
Well, we
dude.
actually did it
So,
through JPEG Store, so I just bought it at
right.
whatever he had it
But
posted.
I'm just
So,
telling you, man, go through these trading. I only use Clay's, or I think it's another real good one. But don't
Yeah,
trust anybody
Claymates.
else.
If you ever need it, Chris, I'll send you the Clay Nation escrow. I did a video on it. Or use
I'll pin
tradingtent.io, man.
the video.
oh,
Don't
it,
ever fucking trust nobody, my dude. You know what I mean? Even though you and I do whatever and shit, like don't fucking don't trust anybody else. Seriously, man, because it's you're a good dude, and and they prey on people like you and me. So look, check this shit out. All right, never been rugged on a project. I rugged myself 3 times. I'm not getting into that. Policy IDs twice, JPG, CNFTIO, bought fakes. The other day, Krissy and I clicked on the Ugly Bros link. Y'all know how that goes, right? We got some fucking gutter gang shit stolen, but we came up, and it's all good. I want to touch on some shit like in real life. There's not all. I guess it's Web2 scandalous scumbag people all over this world, right? So it was Christmas Eve a few years ago. Not Christmas Eve. Okay, I was trying to buy Kristen a dog, bro. We just moved in. It was 2016-ish, whatever. Okay, something like that. Just pretend. Okay, 6 years ago-ish. Trying to get her a dog, right? We didn't have children. We had about 2 steps, 9, 11, whatever. We didn't have children yet together. So, of course, you need to get the dog, right? This asshole emailed me 45 times, okay, with this beautiful little fucking white little motherfucking Maltese looking little cute little dog. I just want to squeeze him.
Oh, I'm cussing a lot. Sorry, Krissy is telling me I was cussing so much.
You're
Sorry.
very
It brings
emotional. I can tell.
it definitely
They stung.
touches a
It
nerve.
stung. Yeah,
Trust
it
me. All right.
stung.
So look, 45 emails later, this puppy farm in freaking like South Carolina. They had, like Goose said, bro. They had it's actually North Carolina. My bad. They had a puppy courier, freaking airline, dude. Everything, like, dude, website, dude, airline, this, that, and the other. The dude, crazy, bro. I paid $500, bro. 45 emails, bro. 45 emails later, I paid $500. Christmas Eve, yo, they hit me back. Hey, we couldn't put your dog in a climate controlled thing. We need another $500 from you. You know, like, I'm like, what? I'm like, Kristen, I think I'm getting scammed. Like, and I was about to go because I was already invested $500. I'm like, these dudes want me to send $500 more to get the dog here safely. Like, the dog's gonna freeze, you know? Like, should I do it? We pulled up to CVS and I was gonna like, I'm like, Kristen, like, dude, like, I'm already invested $500. It's on you. Like, this dog is probably fake. Like, should we send this $400? So what I do, I called up,
I was like, no.
dude, I called up the North Carolina. They like, dude, no, man. There's no, we don't allow dog couriers. This dude has scammed many people. And it's these people were in Brazil, bro, right? And we're supposedly in a lawsuit. The point is, man, I don't know. I guess I'm an easy fucking mark that like internet bullies want to fuck with me all over. And I don't like it. All right. So back off, you fucking scumbag bullies, because I'm not getting taken no more. So real
Hey,
life puppy stealers, fucking real life, you know, puppy, like my gutter dog stealers, juice stealers, get away. Sorry, man. So
hey,
I just
Chronic,
wanted
you know I'm
crazy.
from North Carolina, and
Yo,
that guy was all over the news. He made the national news for what he did.
Dude, you gonna see this puppy. I still got emails, bro. I always keep my losses, bro, like to where I'm like, dude, what kind of dummy was I, bro? And it was the cutest dog, and like, dude, I can't even go on. People are crazy, and they play with your emotions, especially around the holidays, you know. And that's what happened. So just, you know, don't be a mark, Chris, me, anyone else, bro. If it's too good to be true, it probably is, right? Just like, don't do it, most likely, right? Just like.
Hey, but
Dude, thanks for sharing that. That's awesome. I hate
in the
that story
process of
that it
what I've been
happened.
flipping, I made back what I lost, so I don't care. But it's a lesson learned.
So, goodness, that was a lot of great stories so that we can all learn how to not get scammed. I definitely hope I can find the video, the tweet, so I can post up here to help you guys go through Claymates Escrow. That's a very trusted site we go through. I know a lot of people go through Trading Tent, but definitely do your due diligence. And even in real life, do your due diligence. There's a lot of scammers out there. But yeah, does anybody want to go ahead and throw in just some more? Anyone have any more questions for ladies up here? Nighthawk, do you want to throw in your biggest, your craziest scenario with NFTs or with minting or with projects, that you had to go through? Have you been scammed at all or dealt with a rug before?
Absolutely. So I have never actually been part or invested in a rug project or scammed. I'm really, really cautious. So you wouldn't believe how actually few NFTs I hold in my wallets. Um, so, the ones that I do own, I keep them for life. And I put them in different wallets and sort of distribute. But thankfully, I haven't. I'm sure it's inevitable and I will. But I suppose what I can do instead is, because really, Guz, your question was the biggest heartbreak, right? And I can share that, of course. So I was really close with a project late last year, around November, December. I was supporting them, and they're quite known now. They're quite big. Everyone probably in the space knows them. And really close with the team. I supported them, and we got to the table of discussing potentially me coming on as project advisor, and they were really interested. They were really keen. But then I presented my compensation, and they said, we don't think that we can do that right now. Okay, fine. So I sort of left the conversation, and we parted ways. But they also sort of said, hey, we're going to do, X, Y, Z. And I'm sort of seeing them do so with my peers in the space of similar standing as I am. However, it's sort of like the conversation or the two-way street is no longer a two-way street. It's so unfortunately, it's sort of like no communication on either side. And to me, that's really a great disappointment, because I would have no problem continuing on to support them. But just sort of, I can only give what sort of return to me. It needs to be a mutual two-way street. So that's probably been my biggest heartbreak. And even though it happened, 6 months ago, it's still sort of a continuation. And of course, they're all over my feed. I'm probably all over theirs. But really today, I think that's something that affects me, because I don't want to have awkward, or conflict with anyone. I think that's definitely, I'm so anti-conflict that it was sort of like a shock when I it dawned on me, I think months later, that, they're like purposefully putting space between us. And in due course, I had to do the same. So, obviously there comes a point when you need to sort of respect yourself and also respect another person or team's decision. But that's probably been, because it didn't have to be that way, right? So in all honesty, that has probably been my biggest disappointment in the space thus far.
Thank you for sharing. That's crazy. Do you care to mention the project?
No, I'm sorry. I can't. I don't want to burn bridges.
I had to ask. Good content.
Got to know. But I did want to mention something else about, just like we talked about, like in real life and in the virtual world, when you still have two different ways of interacting with people. I used to be very, very shy, and I would never really, like, if I went somewhere in public, I would never really go up to a person to talk to them. And again, it's that fear thing. So I did want to say this story about one of the most valuable lessons I learned. And when I met my husband, he has a plethora of friends, and they're so amazing. They're so wonderful, and they're so smart. There's one guy, his name is Todd. He is just an amazing person. And he, like, will go someplace, and then he'll start talking to somebody, and he'll like joke around with them for like 5 minutes, and then the guy leaves, and I'm like, oh, do you know him? He's like, oh no, I just met him. But they talk like they were like long lost friends, right? And I started kind of trying to pick his brain, like, how do you do that? How do you talk to people like you just know them? And he's like, people generally, if you just start talking to them, they'll talk back. And a lot of people won't be weirded out. And, if you're just friendly, people will be friendly back. If you smile at somebody, they'll smile back. And he goes, and I've never, ever had someone not smile back, or, they must be in a really bad place and they need your smile. So, just talk to them, and they'll call, you'll have a good time and you'll talk back. I mean, they'll talk back. I was like, oh my God, that's too crazy. That's just too crazy just to go up to a person like that. And I just started testing it little by little. And y'all, it's so true. Like, I would just be in the grocery store, and I'd just be sitting next to somebody in the line, and I just start having a little small talk just to see if it worked. And it worked. And I would meet some of the best people, like people you don't even think that you would meet. And that just comes back to that whole courageousness thing, where just have the courage. If you're like sitting there anyway and there's somebody in front of you, start talking to them. You never know what you're going to learn or find out. And we have met, like my husband and I, we go all over the place, and we meet the craziest people that you wouldn't think were sitting right next to you if you to just bring up a conversation. So that was really, really pretty cool. And I think that happens in here, and in the virtual world too. So I see that Bruce has her hand up.
Hello, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, welcome.
Yes. Welcome to the
It's a pleasure. It's actually Rose. The thing is that it's basically in Spanish because I'm from Guatemala, so that's Latin America. I saw the space. So I've been in Cardano for almost a year right now. Luckily, I haven't been robbed yet because it can happen, as it was previously said. I'm too cautious, like always double checking, asking, double checking again. But my biggest heartbreak was actually when I was beginning over here in Cardano, and I got whitelisted for 2 projects, I was so hyped about it because it was a raffle. I got my freaking whitelist, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm getting it." And when it came, like the day of the mint, I was like ready. But over here, the internet is it just sucks. So the transaction went through like 45 minutes after I really sent it, and other than that, the mint bot was like broken and stuff. So a lot of people that wasn't whitelisted got it. It was a complete mess. And I ended up like with nothing for the two projects, and I was like so like heartbroken about it because I was like, it took me a long time to get whitelisted, and to be honest, I really cried. Like some tears came out. Like, why? This is not fair. And then I learned like a lot of stuff about it. Like it happens. You gotta be fast. Be sure to have a better connection always that I'm minting and stuff like that. But I've been in the spaces and I've met a lot of people, as you said. For me, like on real life, it's not complicated for me to talk to anybody, as you said, like just smiling, and if they smile back, it's like hi, and they will talk to you, and that's nice. But over here in the spaces, I was a bit shy at the beginning. It was like the opposite for me, and I started like getting used to the people and getting to know more people. I've got amazing communities around the project. I'm on the drill, so that's a great community. They have helped me a lot. I have learned a lot about a lot of people over there. At the moment, I'm mod at two different small projects. One is Metaplanes, the other is the Tiny Dinos on Ada. But I've learned to manage myself over here. But what I like
Can
the
I
most
ask
is
you a question?
yeah.
So you like them and you know them, but do they actually like you? And do you have any friends?
That's a troll, Krissy.
Sorry, you dead. You lame ass.
Yeah, right now I've got like over here in my country, not much people is into crypto, but I got to know two different persons from here in real life after we met on some spaces on different projects. That was awesome. That was like wow, something different. And now I have like at least I can tell five different people from different projects that became my friends. Like to be honest, like I talk to them like about I don't know, daily stuff and things like that. Not only the project, but everybody around. It's great over here in the spaces, and I love the fact that over here you can get also to know a lot of women that are doing something big, something different that are actually like inspiring other women to get into it and start doing it. And all the community, both gentlemen and women are always like supportive about it, and that's something great.
Yeah, totally agree. I'm so happy that you came up here to tell your story because I think that a lot of people are starting to feel courageous enough to just tell their stories like that. And I really am happy though. I'm happy to see another woman in this space. So welcome, welcome. I hope to see you more for sure. I am in the Tiny Dinos Discord, so I'm gonna have to go in there and say hi to you. I lurk in there, but I think it's cute with the stuff that they're doing in there. But I see Dimitri has his hand up. What's up?
Hi, so this is my first time joining this space. So I wanted to contribute. In principle, I agree with Ada Girl that talking to people generally is a good thing, but very often there is a context, or depending on where you are, who you are, whether you're male or female, the location, the occasion, and that can determine whether the conversation is perceived well or whether it's taken with some sort of reluctance or fear. Also, to put it in a separate context, for example, over here, I would not talk to women or for that matter, just random men on the bus, because especially the women would take it the wrong way. But when I was in the States and I was in New York, I was just on the subway and able to talk to, I mean, almost every single subway trip, I made about one or two new friends because they were willing to talk. So I think it's a lot to do with the country and the environment and the culture. So even though it's not defined, even though we wouldn't necessarily say we are not a held back people, and we are not known for being a held back people, we are known for being a very friendly people. But the occasion of being on a bus and speaking to a strange man or woman is something that some people, most people would take the wrong way. So the culture and the idea, can I do whatever I want, and do I give a fuck about whether people are watching me or not? That sort of idea, uh, um, it's strong here, but in the West, people don't care. They'll just talk, and if they want to be friendly, they'd be friendly. So I felt a lot more freedom there to express myself and to be friendly and outgoing the way that Ada Girl was talking about.
That's like amazing. That's great. I'm so happy that you came up here and talk and kind of, compare notes in a way. I like the fact that you talked about the culture differences because there's definitely a culture difference. Here in the States, we talk to anybody, right? Like we just walk up to folks and start talking to them. We're just kind of friendly folk. That you mentioned, in your country that's not what you do, but I learned that the hard way too. Went to Japan for 2 weeks, and if you guys go to their subways or their kind of trains, it is so quiet in there. Like nobody talks to each other. It's so weird and it's very kind of spooky. But yeah, definitely the cultural differences
And
are
and in Japan, there is a big male-female difference. So the men would never would never talk to a unknown woman, and the woman would never talk to an unknown man. I would say it's the same or even more than it is here. I think it has to
right.
do with the Asian and the conservative cultures that happens.
Yeah, definitely. But thank you for coming up to speak. I appreciate your insight. But I would like to ask Tal what is his biggest disappointment in the space because he is extremely experienced and I know he's been around and he has seen some stuff. So Tal, what is your worst
Tal ain't
experience
seen
in this?
nothing.
Yeah, he has.
Tal
I
ain't
got
seen
I got I
anything.
got one new for you. My worst NFT so far is E46 not calling me to mint these free
Oh, you
cats.
seen that, Tal? Yo, I'm
I saw that,
pissed,
but
yo.
E46
It
didn't call me, so
hurts.
that's my worst NFT
Oh
for now.
dang.
I
It
just lost
hurts.
278 and it's going down.
It
So
hurts.
E46, thank you.
You
No,
were
I'm just kidding. I minted super llamas. I don't know if anybody know what it is, but I know, and I don't want to know. So
you know what you don't want to know.
Can I
yeah,
say E does not have that free cat anymore, and he also would not accept my offer for 5 ADA when he was the one who dropped the floor from 300 to 200.
Undercutting. Damn. Ow.
God damn.
That's a hell of a cut. That's amazing. Sheesh.
Undercut.
Yo,
Damn.
Tal, we missed out on that one, Tal. Big time, man. That hurt.
Yeah, we all miss that, but it's you can win it all. I'm on a vacation. My parents here from Israel. They drained me out. I'm drained. I need to go back to work. I want to go back to work. I'm done.
Your parents did what to you?
Yeah, they came here to visit me. But yeah, it's fun and everything, but it's really hard to go out of your regular routine, and I do so much lately, more than I should, I think. So now when they're here, I take a vacation, I lay back, and I'm exhausted from not doing nothing. So that's crazy, but this is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally crazy. I love that space, though, Krissy. It's fun,
Yes.
um, and I think no man should talk here in general.
Yeah, well,
Why?
I got a
Why not,
question. Well,
Tal?
look, we cool
Because I
with that.
think I think women perspective between themselves. Yeah, they can bring people up. It's cool, but between themselves, I think you can learn more. Maybe. I have girls. I grew up around girls. Like I have a lot of aunties. Not so much men's, but I think when they're around themselves, they are more free, clear. Um, yeah, men you attend to
Hey,
take
can I
over.
ask a
So
question before we turn the space over to just letting the women back and forth with each other? I do want to ask the female perspective of females using themselves as advertisement in this space. How do y'all feel about that?
Can I say
Um,
something about that? 1 second before
yes,
you
yes.
answer.
I want to hear what you have to say
I
about
have
this
to say
question.
something about that.
Say it. Say it. Say
When
what
a
you
man
feel.
do it, it's okay, and when a woman do it, it's not okay. So
Yo,
fuck off, all men.
if you were half naked shilling me something, I'd buy it every time.
So that's what I'm saying. So if men can do it, and it's not gonna be the subject, and if women will do it, and she wanna do it, no one force her. You cannot even ask that question, because you asking that question. That's the issue. The issue is
The
not her
point is
being
seeing
naked.
her
I
perspective.
don't like it. It's not my thing. I understand what you're saying, but if she feel comfortable with it, who the hell are you to say yes, no, why, who, when we ask that question? That's the subject. When you ask that, that's the problem. You should not even address it. That's what I mean. If I'm okay, I don't know. The woman probably would answer better than me.
That's what I want to hear because I will kill Alex Becker and Journey Crypto if I had the chance.
So, I kind of agree with Tal. Here's the thing. Um, People see other people peddling their wares. It doesn't matter how they peddle it. They're just hustling. They're hustling. They're using their best assets to shill what they have, right? If a woman is beautiful and she has a body and she wants to lay on top of, or put herself on top of these NFTs to sell them, then that's her deal. That is her kind of I guess, skill set. And if there are people that are going to buy it for that reason, that's on them. I personally wouldn't buy it because I'm looking at the project itself. If it's a crap project and it doesn't matter how many boobs are there, I already have a pair of boobs. I don't need to see that. And I don't want it. But if somebody else appreciates that and they're going, oh, look, boobs, I'm going to buy that project. That's on them, and that's not my business. Everyone's got their hustle, and honestly, I kind of feel like it's a woman's prerogative. Honestly, that's my opinion. I can't get too emotional about it, um, but because it's not my business. Like I kind of feel like if they're willing to do that, that's on them. And I I want to do what I want to do. People probably wouldn't want to do what I'm doing. So, what's your take, Krissy?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. If a woman wants to use her body or her beauty or her brains or anything, just like a man too, like we can all kind of agree that, mostly men are visual creatures. And that's why you see, like women being, dressing up or doing whatever, it just kind of sells. Just like, you can look at it with, if a girl chooses to do that, that's her pick. But I've seen some projects on here too where they are men led projects and they are pictures of women, whether they're in dominatrix attire, whether they're showing some stuff, and it may work for them and it sells. And that's a man choosing to use, the woman figure to sell. And if the girl decides to choose the woman figure to sell, then whatever. Like, if she wants to feel sexy and go do it, go do it. If a man wants to dress up and sell some merch and look sexy, you go do it. Like, it is what it is, and you can just choose whether to buy it or not. You can't get angry at it because that's just the way of the world anymore. That some people choose that it's cool and some people don't. That's just my view on it. What's your view, Game Boy? I want to know your view.
My view is it's really not how you amass your following and how you advertise the things that you're promoting. It's the fact that you're promoting at all. I'm not a fan of Alex Beck. I'm not a fan of Johnny Crypto because I believe that they're bag pumpers. I don't really care so much for people like that in that space because you're taking money to promote a project. You have no liability if it gets rugged. You have no liability if there's anything going wrong with the project. You're just I can't say you're
One
going.
second. Who is this? I have to. Who is this? Who you talking about? I don't even know what you. I think
You
it
don't know
doesn't
who
even come
Alex
up in my
Becker
feed.
and Johnny Crypto are? I know you
I
know
have no.
Bit.
I have
I
no
know you
idea
know
who they are.
BitBoy is.
They're kind of
That,
an
that,
East. They're East influencers,
Yeah, what
and they
about him
okay.
though, my brother?
yeah.
What
Would
about
you
him?
not fight?
What's up with him?
Would you not fight BitBoy?
What about Big Boy? Why I want to fight Big Boy? Just curious.
Maybe you don't pay attention to him,
I
but
pay attention to them all, but I mean, saying why? Just curious. Like I've been paying attention for a couple of years, but what makes you? Besides they pumping and dumping, and I would never buy anything off of his words. But what makes you? I mean, Becker is just a goofball who wears, who don't whatever. I'm just curious. Like I'm
he
with you.
definitely gets paid
What's
to pump.
what's what we're
He
getting
definitely
at though?
gets
Yeah,
paid to
they
pump.
all a bunch of goofballs that want to pump. But
They
what's
no
the
different from anybody else.
what's the point
The
though, my brother? I'm
problem
just
is
trying to
that
get
they're
you.
doing it.
Yeah, well, that's doing it because
That
they're
is
allowed to
my
do it and
problem.
they're making that money. Yeah, no doubt, bro.
It's
I mean,
people
that's
here that do that. It's people in Cardano community do that. Probably some of your favorite project, leads that do that. People pump their bags all the time and
We
dump on
pumping
people.
our bags all day
Yeah,
long,
You
guys.
guys
We're
know I
talking
joke
only
all the
about
time
NFTs
about
and
this
no,
is
we
this
like
snuggies,
it,
is
man. I'm just trying to
that's what I'm
figure out
saying.
where
This
we
is
going.
and
normal.
that's
This
why
is
girls should talk here, not us, because we take over it.
Yeah, sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I,
This
I had
is
a
No, I do think that everybody there's a market for everyone, right? If these guys, I've seen guys, with their big biceps saying, "Hey, I do this and this," I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay, that's cool." Am I gonna buy that? No, because I'm thinking with another area of my mind or whatnot. And again, everybody's free to do whatever they want, right? But what I am curious is what E46 has to say. Maybe he has a retort to tell story but what's up,
he's gonna
E46?
pump his bags.
He's,
Hey
yeah,
everyone,
probably.
thanks for letting me speak. I having fun with to hear this conversation with the girl in Krissy. Yeah, I just came to really quick just to defend my side. Tal, my space been
I
open
knew it.
at
You were going to
3
defend
a.m.
yourself.
all night. Everyone knew about this project. I'm sorry, not sorry that you got butthurt. It is what it is. Game, you motherfucker! I seen
you
this
saw that
5
fucking ADA
this
offer.
5 offer. And yeah, it was for purposes movements game. PSA is over. Thank you guys.
Fucking
These
Thank
ducks
you.
tomorrow though.
I
We got these
got
ducks
2 seconds. I
tomorrow
got a
though,
question
fellas.
oh
for the
yeah, I keep
ladies in
forgetting.
here.
I
Ladies,
gotta go
these
sleep.
ducks tomorrow.
I
These
do gotta go
ducks.
sleep. I gotta
Six
go.
eighty.
True,
Which
but nah,
ducks?
but
Which
going to
ducks are
Game Boy's
tomorrow?
point, and I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Ada
it's
girl.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's
Okay,
my
okay.
bad.
I
And
could
going to Game Boy's point, like
end it if you want.
if in Ada Girl's point, if some dude's trying to show her like biceps and the abs and shit, like, and a woman's trying to show me stuff, I'm a 39-year-old man. I'm married with 4 kids.
Yeah.
That's a turn off. Okay, next.
I was
Right.
about
Yeah,
to say
next.
Let
I
me tell
got
no.
you
some boobs.
the
I got
best
some
thing.
boobs
Let
at
me tell
home.
y'all the best thing ever. I don't know whose Kongs midnight. And the girl, whatever. A dude, someone says, yeah, you got an OnlyFans? She's like, yeah, I'll buy another Kong if you subscribe to me. He said, girl, you better put that away. We're not here for that. See what I'm saying? So that's what that's what I loved about Kongs. Like, put that stuff away. Like, we ain't on the beach. I don't care. You're not going to sell me anything. You probably ain't that person. But if
Can't
you
knock her.
are, good for you. But you should be thinking, like Ada Girl said, you should be thinking with something else other than you know what I mean. You should think with your brain here.
Yeah, not your
With
brain.
chronic. You
You
can't
think with
knock
your
her.
brain,
That's how
not your
she
genitals.
hustling.
Oh, I'm not mad at no, I'm not mad at it, but I'm saying
I'm not mad at the hustle.
they hustling. But I'm saying from my perspective, that's a turn off
Yeah.
because it's like you trying to hustle a hustler. Like it's obvious you're hustling. Like
Yeah, so I'm saying,
Definitely.
like, my
Yeah,
thing is,
but
I
that's
don't
that's what
care.
strip clubs are. That's what they
no,
do in
it's
strip clubs. They
perfect.
big
It's perfect.
tees.
So yeah, so
Whoa,
the
what the
question real quick.
fuck?
Hold up before we get all crazy. I want to ask the
Yo, take
ladies in
that
here.
down.
Hold up. I want to ask the ladies in here. Serious
Oh
question.
my gosh. Yo, take the pin tweet down, please.
What happened, bro? I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Can't see that shit. So
I had to
Yo, that's
close
like the
my joint.
yo, that's come on, yo. Please somebody take that pin tweet down.
I can't see it.
I'm
Oh
taking
my
it down.
gosh.
They just
People do not take
How
him
the hell did they
posted
do
that.
serious in
so
space. Like,
many?
why did you do that, bro?
What did he do?
That's gross. y'all, the pin tweet is
You don't
gross. I
even
don't know
want
if
to
y'all can
see
still
I
it.
see
can't,
it.
like, why is my setting,
Fucking
like,
gross,
why
man.
is my shit in, like, why do I have, like, parental guidance on my setting? Like, who came in here and, like, put them restrictions on my
But
shit?
how did he put so
Hey,
many?
bro, I had to report him like I was on Xbox. I ain't
Fucking
gonna lie.
horrible, man.
Bro,
How did
like,
he
bro,
put so many?
I
what
don't
did you
know.
put up? You
How
put a
did he put
picture
so
of
Some
many,
shoes.
people are
man?
just sick.
This is
That's what I
fucked
want to
up.
say.
He put a picture of shoes, man. Am I right?
No,
Oh, dude, he
man.
put
You
a
want
Just
to
picture
know what
delete
it
of.
it,
is? Can I
Oh,
describe what it
Chrissy.
fucking
is or
gross,
That's
no?
it.
man.
All right.
Could I,
Some people will wear
could I
that.
tell him what it is or no?
Yeah, why don't you do it?
It's a dude opening his butt like a book.
Oh my god! I wish I would have seen it some weird
can't see it.
way.
It looked like Kurt Angle doing it.
Damn, what are
Like
we?
he's ripping his butt open.
God damn!
It looked like Kurt
All
Angle
right,
doing that job.
This shit is
Dude, this
crazy.
is fucking horrible. It was like 20 of them up in here, man.
damn.
Yo.
Are they different colors, or they were all the same butt
Oh my
cracks?
gosh,
No,
yo.
dude,
It
it
was the
was the
same
same
picture.
picture
It was the
over and
same
over.
dude.
But
You
he
guys
put it
remember when
like
Kurt Angle used to
30,000
open your
times. So you
door?
couldn't get
That's it.
past it.
All right, well,
That
No,
was
women.
a
that
good
cannot
hack.
be
All
unseen,
right,
man. And he had like a dog hanging off of the front.
what
Should
the?
Fucking
we tell
gross.
them what I'm doing what I'm doing graphics wise while I'm in this space? And I almost drew a butt crack.
Oh my goodness,
Oh
bro.
man, that was crazy.
All right.
Some people are
Damn.
crazy.
So
I'm a little
I've
traumatized,
never
yo.
seen nothing like that. Like I'm
I've never
scarred.
seen that either. Oh my god.
I'm
Chris,
That
are you
I'm,
scarred? Did you see it?
yo,
I'm
Got it?
scarred, man.
Can I
nah, I
see?
ain't gonna lie. That fucked me up a little
Someone
bit.
screenshot and DM me. God damn. I
No,
want
you don't
to see what
want to
y'all
You
see
look
don't
it.
like.
want that in your
I
DMs.
No,
might
dude,
be.
that is shit you
Telling you, I
can't
might.
Yeah,
I
unsee,
you
didn't
man.
might.
see it, guys.
You
It
can't.
said like content not allowed or
Yeah,
something.
mine neither. I
I
can't
mean,
see.
I'm not upset I didn't see it a little bit though. I wanted to see what Goose was
No,
talking
y'all
about.
don't. You're
No, I'm
No,
traumatized.
you
talking.
don't
I'm
want to
gonna
see
I'm
that.
describe it one more
Oh
telling
time.
you.
god.
It's a
This
dude
is the
bent
shit
over.
nightmares are made of, man.
He's
Good,
naked, bent
good,
over.
good. You please save it from us. Don't
I'm
So,
don't describe what you
I'm
saw.
saving
Just from
I'm
the
saving your
description, I want to
tender
throw up.
mind.
no,
You're
for
Yo,
real.
and
Can I
you
he's
guys
ask
need
the
the
ladies in here
question
a
again.
you
serious
ever
question?
I'm
open a book up?
Or, yeah,
You ever
can
open
I
a
ask
book and it's just like
can I ask the
open?
ladies in here a serious question? Seriously.
Jesus.
Right? With all of us dudes, obviously, like Tal said, taking over the room. All right. I'm gonna ask you. Oh, Jay Biggs is trying to come back up and spread some more love. Literally, don't let him up. Jay Biggs, DM me, dog. I want to see what you're working with.
I
You
can't.
I can't see it on
don't want
the
to see it. You
jumbotron.
don't want to
I
see
want
it.
to see
No, you
that,
don't.
like that blue waffle, whatever you working with. I want to see it,
Yeah,
bro. Blueberry waffle, whatever you call it.
yeah.
Them
Like,
crazy
on
kids.
with your question.
All right, my question is for you, ladies, straight up. By a male-dominated space, and we don't even mean it because we just loud, and we need y'all to be louder. What would you guys, or ladies, gals, um, what would you know, what would you guys want to take back? I mean, would you want people to, like me, shut up and let y'all talk more? What is it? What is an obstacle, that you feel, other than like, male dominant, beating on the chest? I got a lot of women in here, so what can be done better? I'm trying to help me out here, Goose.
I
Help me out.
Damn, bro.
I'm buzzing, dog. I'm buzzing, bro.
Did you see the
I think I
pictures?
think I,
Sorry,
I kind of think I know what you're talking about. So here's the
Yeah.
thing.
I get what he's saying.
I don't feel uncomfortable with guys, right? I mean, I spend a lot of time. My husband's friends are all loud, so I know how to speak over y'all if I have to. Y'all just be respectful. That's it. I think being respectful, and even if maybe there's a small, tiny voice amongst y'all just kind of listen out for it and just let them talk real quick, and then keep on. I enjoy hearing you guys banter. I think it's a fucking hilarious. It's awesome. It's wonderful. But I think it really just comes down to respect. If you guys are all excited and y'all are talking about something, it's one thing. But if y'all are purposely leaving a woman out of the conversation, that's a different thing, right? It's a completely
Yeah.
different thing, right? And I don't feel that from y'all. Y'all are just having fun. I want to have fun with y'all, and that's the thing. That's my take on it. I think just respect. The level of respect is needed, and that's probably all. I mean, for me as a woman, Krissy, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, and to speak to what Tal said earlier about, how it should be all women up here speaking, and I do think that there is a place for that, and we do have a lot of spaces like that. I believe that there are Cardano, Women of Cardano, Nighthawk. Ada Girl, Jenny. A lot of people, a lot of ladies have led mainly women's spaces. I see that a lot, and it's been happening a lot, which is great platforms to get girls in there to be comfortable, to practice talking with other ladies without feeling too intimidated. But I feel the same as Ada Girl. I was the same. I grew up with a lot of boys, my brother, and some best friends that lived next to me. And I'm used to being around a lot of the guys, and you just jump in and start talking. And so I don't feel as uncomfortable as maybe some talking up here with a lot of guys, but I want to bridge that gap of where it should be women spaces and it should be men's spaces. I would like to have women led spaces like Ada Girl and I are up here hosting and co-hosting, but have, like we are now, both women and men up here talking. Let's all be up here. Us hosting might give the ladies more courage to come up here. The ones who aren't ready yet, it would give them courage to come up here and start talking to you guys. Just like Ada Girl said, just give a space when you hear the girls trying to jump in, and that maybe they're not as loud or talkative as y'all. Just like give them that space to talk. Just don't try to jump over them if you can. I know it's hard. We all get excited. We want to say what we're going to say. But that's it. Like, other than that, we all need to learn how to blend together, and you guys, just bouncing things back and forth and asking us honest questions. If you see a girl up here speaking in your space, talk to her, invite her in. Hey, what'd you come up here for? What about you? What's your thoughts? Hey, Dana, you just joined up here, girl. What is up? Hey,
Yeah,
Mopar,
and
you just
Right,
joined up
that's
here.
that's such a good
right.
point. And
Yeah, I was
one of
Invite
the
gonna
them
And
say.
things
I wanted to
Zeus,
touch on that too. And Chris, you just did. See, me and Tal and all that. Like we invite people up on NFA, and that's what I wanted to touch on. Y'all, we don't do the hand raising obviously and stuff. And I wanted to say what's up. Like when that's the thing. Like, hey Dana, hey crypto girl. You know what I'm saying? We know all that. But like my whole point, like I want y'all to jump in. Like I don't like
Yeah,
because like it's too much
yeah,
diverting the thing, and
like
it's giving
but
you the
totally.
platform.
But
Like
you
jump
also
on in. I know.
mentioned,
Just
yeah, but you also mentioned something. Well, I don't want to take the space or anything, but what's really important, and I think this is another piece too, is we have to have male and females in the space because one, I kind of consider all the guys that I know as like a male ally for women because we are very outnumbered in this space. And we need you guys. Like we need you guys to be our advocates too. And we want to be able to explain stuff to you so y'all can understand and then continue to be allies for us. Because I mean, it doesn't happen very much in the Cardano community as much, but in the Ethereum community, there are bullies and there are guys who kind of exclude women from the conversation. And we just had a conversation about this last night. It was, with a cross chain space that I have, and it was a lot of Ethereum people and our Cardano people, and we talked about how important it is to have male allies in case you see some injustice happening against another woman. Males listen to other males and they can say, hey dude, stop it, or hey dude, that's fucking wrong, stop. And so again, it's that male alliness that sometimes we do need, and we can just come to an understanding. It's awesome. But yes, Dana is up here. I'm so excited. And Crypto Girl, so what's
Hey
up with
guys.
y'all?
Hey, I just wanted to say I'm quite flattered that there's been 3 trolls in this space because I never hear trolls in NFA.
it's the women in the title that was
Yeah.
so crazy.
Yes.
Dana, I just sent you a wee transfer. I've been filming a heap of the green machine this morning for Dana, and I've just sent her over a heap of files. That's why I was late. And I just wanted to shout
Thank
out
you.
to Stitches for winning the narration contest with Adonauts.
Yay. Congrats, Stitch.
Yay.
Much, y'all. House, it's great to
Thank
hear
you
your
for
voice.
doing that, Crypto Girl. I really appreciate it. I'm at the grocery store right now. just trying to pick up some things because I have nothing in my house. But I really appreciate that. I can't wait to see the little videos.
Yeah,
But
I'm
I
not so great at filming, but I'm sure you can cut it up and do what you want with it.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, Siobhan's excited. But I did want to touch on something that you guys were saying earlier, and there was a question. I think Chronic asked it. And one thing that I think is that I'm personally interested is kind of getting more behind the like curtain opportunities, like fly on the wall opportunities, whether it is understanding how different projects are running their teams. Obviously, we're trying to launch a project right now, and having so many different like one-on-one meetings and then putting together advisory teams and all of this stuff. But I think what would be helpful, especially for this room or NFA in general, is, inviting women to, if there's, and it doesn't have to be everybody, but, inviting people to kind of have that behind the scenes look of if people are going in for maybe like a roundtable session, like a strategy session with a project, or because I know that there are projects that reach out to you guys that are like, hey, we'd like to sit, and because the only way, we're going to learn, yes, we can sit here in the room and, as you guys go through the markets and you look at the, the floor prices and all that stuff. But when it comes to actually building, like the only way like I'm going to learn is if I'm involved. And I know that in the discords, there's so many discords. So it's just like kind of getting those little 2 cents about, hey, if there's an opportunity for somebody to learn more, and I'm speaking it out right now. Like if anybody has behind the scenes looks or an opportunity that you think that I could learn from, like as a woman more on the project side, like please invite me to those meetings, please invite me to those spaces, because I want to be there to learn, and then also, helping us out. Like if we have our own projects, hey, like making sure that we're not going to fall into the pit that's right in front of us if you see it, and I know that you guys are so honest with everything already, but, doing it in an honest way, but, there's also like doing it in a, I don't want to say gentle way, but, especially if you have like younger women coming into the space too that aren't used to kind of the way that things are talked about, it's just going to help a little bit more. So those are just my 2 cents as I heard that question. So I don't know if any of that made sense, but thanks for listening.
Yeah, it totally made sense. I appreciate you coming up here and talking about that because those are important points, and those are things that we, when Krissy and I first started talking about doing these spaces, those are kind of our goals. Really, is to, bring up these conversations that maybe they have been had in the past, maybe not, but we are all in like new territory in a way. We're all pioneers. We're all trying to figure stuff out, and the fact that I have yet, luckily, knock on wood, I have yet to have any negative experiences or encounters with men in the Cardano space or even in the Ethereum space, really. I mean, I also dabble in Ethereum as well, but, and I don't know if it has to do with, maybe I'm just like Chronic was saying. I have a very thick skin. I'm not offended easily. You want to call me bro, fine, but whatever. And so I don't. I have not encountered any negative, things. I don't know, Krissy. Have you? Have you had any problems with male interactions in this space?
No, not really. I've actually been really blessed with that. All I had were maybe a few people who had beef with Chronic who thought it'd be cool to go through his wife, to tell their problem to. But it was really still not a big deal. It wasn't a super disrespectful thing. It was just kind of silly. Other than that, no, definitely no one.
For real.
I know.
So scary.
Yeah.
Why?
no one has been outright rude to me or anything like that. I've had amazing experiences. That's why I'm really big on wanting, like you, Ada Girl, to get all the females and males together, because I've had such great encounters with all the guys here in Cardano. They've treated me so well, just like I'm part of the team, part of the pack, part of the everything. And I feel the same way about them. So, I just want to bring everyone in to meet everyone that I have so far, because it's been great. Yeah, I'm curious to hear though. I know some other ladies have had some hard times with really mean messages or sexual messages or things like that sent to them. That has not happened to me. But I do have chronic as, someone who people wouldn't want to send me maybe those messages because of that. But ladies who are on here without, a significant other, maybe dealing with some other things. And I'd love to figure out how we can help them not deal with that. Other than that, I think it's been a pretty safe space.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that as we mature, that might get better. I mean, as far as like maybe not, we might have more incidences because with mass adoption come more people, and and we had 3 trolls today. That was really weird. Of course, yeah, I didn't have to see what was pinned up there because that was really gross. But you know, I am a big advocate for and I wanted to also ask Chronic, you know, how do you feel about, you know, women in this space? Like, how do you feel like you have helped women in this space? I know you have your wife, of course, but I know, are there any other things that you can think of that you've done to help women?
That's a good thing. I just like good question. Thank you, Edgar. I just give them the platform that that you guys deserve. You're equal. You're like Krissy. My biggest gripe that I have is you guys don't get the credit you deserve, right? In life and motherhood and childbirth. God, dude, everything when y'all sick and everything. So especially Krissy doesn't get the respect she deserves because I can even overtalk her when I'm sitting next to her on a YouTube channel. I can't help it. But yeah, that's what I just wish you guys would have more of a platform, but you guys gotta take it. I'm trying to give that, just by whatever NFA, we try to give it and be respectful. We don't allow everyone to talk because we just talking all the time. But you are more than welcome to shut the fuck up. Let me talk. Sorry, I curse a lot. But yeah. But that's it. I just we are all trying to give everyone a platform because it's men or women, we're equal. That's how I look at it. I mean, because end of the day, I don't know if you're a man or a woman, so who cares? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
I wish we
that's
had more
awesome.
girls in
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
NFA space when we were. A lot of the NFA spaces doing up turning into like just us chilling and talking. I like that, but I wish we had more female point of views in that McDonald's conversation we had the other day.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to know about it.
Now,
But Stitches has his hands up. Stitches, what's up?
What's up, fam? Ladies, thank you so much for hosting this space. Um, I just wanted to make an introduction because everybody knows me as Stitch, but I do have the honey bunny in the background. I like to call her the Bonday Hun. Um, Ada Girl knows a little bit about Crypto Lady Luck. She has a tune. She's always like,
Yeah.
"Why are you in those spaces all the time?" But she's interested, and like Dharma had a space, and we talked a little bit about, and like anyway, she's here right now, and I just wanted to bring another lady into the room because this is Crypto Lady Lux. So, what's up, baby? Say hello.
Yay,
Hey,
welcome.
everybody.
Hi.
what up, girl?
So, I guess like my sort of outsider perspective would a little bit be about the conversation of female versus male voices. And like, I just kept hearing the repetition in my head of equity and equality and like being co people, right? And I think there is a lot to be said for what I feel like I'm hearing is a lot of respect as we're qualifying male, female, but I hear a lot of respect as far as they're just people, right? I hear men saying, I want to hear all the voices. And so there's a lot to be said for like dialing back our masculine, feminine, binary perspective and saying, what are we here to do and how can we help each other? And what is the importance of the variety of perspectives?
Totally agree. Well said. It does at some point come to, it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man. What are we here to accomplish and how can we help each other? Man, that was beautiful. Thank you, girl. That was
Can
fucking awesome.
that was wonderfully said. And Stitch, thank you. 2 seconds. And it relates to like the refinery or anything else. For someone to have to put, we need to fill this many positions of a woman. That is not fair to anyone, right? I mean, to me, it's if you're qualified for the job, you qualify for the job. Why do you have to put that? That just makes it, that's what makes the bullying come in, because like, oh, you wasn't good enough. No, like you qualify, you qualify. You know what I mean? So I really wish it didn't have to be as a man, because like I always got an argument with everything, but like I wish it couldn't be, it's a
Honey, it
woman.
ain't always about a man because listen, I'm a woman. I got an argument for every motherfucker.
Right. And that's what I wish. I just wish it's like, it's a woman or it's a man. It's like, let's stop being that. Let's just be people. Like, I don't want to, like, that's what I want. I'm tired of, because I can fight because I'm a man. I want to say I don't get privileges
But not everybody comes up knowing how to be bold, right? Like I have two little brothers. I'm the oldest. I'm the only girl out of three. And my only neighbor, I grew up on 20 acres in the middle of the woods, in the middle of farmland in Ohio. My only neighbor was another boy. He was a year
Krissy
older.
was your neighbor. Krissy was your neighbor.
Animal, right in the middle of the farm.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess I'm just like, I was born super independent. So that's a little atypical, I think, of the feminine experience, especially in Midwest America. But, I was 18 months old and I'm dating myself a little, but my mom would take me to the roller skating rink. And if I'd fall down, I didn't want anything to do with her. I didn't want anything to do with anybody until I got hungry, because then I knew where my meal ticket was. But like, that's just how independent I grew up. So I always had my own mind. And I always kind of identified a little less, like I had always had more male friends than female friends. So I think I always just felt myself kind of in the middle, like not on one side or the other.
Right.
Agreed. And it's nice how Tal always goes back and says he wants to hear more women voices, because we just kind of look at things differently sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, our brains sometimes are wired a little bit differently. Not always. Sometimes, it's different with everybody, but we really can all bring something to it. And if there are more women voices in these spaces, then more things can be tossed around, more ideas, more visuals, more just anything, like. And that's why we need more ladies that just come on up and don't be afraid to try to talk over these guys. And Chronic did say something that made me remember, with Ada Girl, your question real quick about, has anything happened to me that has felt like, from a male point of view. But I will say a few things that, like he said, that have happened have been, say that I've been in a YouTube video and I've been with maybe 4 other guys on there. And then all of a sudden the video is dropped and it's, hey, it's come check out me, Chronic, Goose, and Tal on this video talking it up about NFTs. And I'm like, hello, I was on that video the whole time as well. Thank you. Did you forget the KRISSY? But, and that's actually happened a few times, but you just kind of gotta, and I don't even say anything I'm just like, whatever, let's just move on to the next one. Like, you're kind of showing you're a little inferior if you're afraid to label the girl in there. Like, so, I mean, you're calling
you cannot kowtow to the patriarchy.
Yes. And there is going to be that as well. I mean, and then you know what? There may be a girl that comes up there and doesn't want to call out the guy. Like, it happens both ways, but we just kind of got to brush it off and move on to the next thing, because It just is what it is. Go ahead,
Yeah, yeah, and it's kind of like that thing about having a thick skin and not assuming that all these interactions are just purposely on purpose to hurt your feelings. And sometimes it's just they forgot or whatnot. And I completely understand, what you're talking about because, you know, you just have to have a thick skin as a woman in this world, period. If you've ever been in the corporate world, yes, it has to be thick. You have to just move on when something happens. But one thing I did want to, I know that a lot of guys have been asking, like, what can I do? How can I help? And last night I had a space and I did a tweet about it. And in that tweet was some tips that I had researched about. And I just wanted to talk about them really quickly because there's like five of my favorite ones in that. One of them was, of course, let voices be heard. Let any voice be heard. Women's voices. If something needs to be said, it needs to be said. Connect to those who know and care about what it is that you're talking about. Light the way, which means you want to talk in a way that helps people understand why you're struggling, what's going on, what's happening. Um, Number four, which was be non-apologetic about demanding female safe spaces. And then, of course, the fifth one was expanding the partnership circle, which, of course, are our fellow male allies. So I think those are a lot of things we kind of touched on all of those in this space. When Chronic asked, "What can you do?" Well, let us talk. If you hear a small, tiny female voice, let it. You guys just step aside for a sec. I mean, those are the type of things that I think is going to make a huge difference. We are outnumbered, guys.
Well, I think also in that spirit, right, is that I've discovered a little more that I didn't initially realize, and this is maybe more meta feminist, but that we as women internalize a patriarchal fellow woman suppressive attitude. So as much as we want men to speak up, if the men aren't speaking up, other women that are close by have to stand up for their girls and say, "Excuse me, she was speaking. Thank you."
Exactly. And we talked about a quote earlier today that I just love. It's always saying, speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. So even if it might be scary, find the courage to do the right thing and stand up and say something. Because that's what it gets beautiful, right? We're all helping each other, and that's exactly what we were talking about before. Repduce, you have your hand up?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, Reb do thank you for having the space. Yeah. I today it's interesting that I've met with this space today or this conversation right now because I started the day by what I felt like uh I don't know, like just like today is the day that I fight the patriarchy when I got a lot of other stuff going on. And that's, some, I think Ada Girl or someone else said, you got to have a tough skin. And then you got to deal with, just straight out crude things. Right. So I'll tell you more about that, but let me just say, to grow, we need mass adoption, and that means inclusivity. I loved what you said about, taking a moment to say, hey, stand up for people, stand up for your fellow woman or your fellow person, anyone. But for men, if I can say, that means listening, right? Just like it was said before, listening, going out of the way to be inclusive for so long, and continually, like, there's a huge wage gap, there's violence against women, there's so many things so when women's voices aren't heard, it's a microcosm of a much bigger problem. All right, it really is. So these jokes and things like that, especially if they're putting down women in any kind of way, those types of jokes perpetuate things that can then make women seen as less than or not equal, and that's dangerous, and can lead to abuse when you consider the other person as not as human. And I really do say this, and I'll go ahead and share my experience with you, and I hope that maybe this experience will, I don't know, help a little bit. So this has happened to me 4 times in in different chats since in the last 4 months, where I've just jumped into a chat room on different servers, so I'm not even calling anyone out, where I've just seen literally a GIF that's completely inappropriate. One of which was like, I mean, I really don't even want to describe it because there's no need. It was just obviously sexual and inappropriate. And I understand that jokes happen, right? And I couldn't find the joke, right? I looked for the context and I just said, ew. And then the actual moderator, not the person that posted, but the moderator said, they're just rolling dice. So maybe you'll get an idea of what the image was of. And then I continued and said, hey, this is the type, first of all, the reason that it's like against the rules is because it's automatically putting off half of the population if somebody jumps into a chat room like that. Now, I've been in that chat room many times, and I still hold that project, but it was right at the beginning. And I was like, why would I stay here if I'm met with this and the mod is coming back to me with jokes, right? And if someone was brand new, the chances are they probably would have saw that GIF and left the server. And I'm sure about that. All right. So this exact experience has happened 4 different times to me in different servers where I've had some rapport, some of which I have, I feel like they're family. Like I'm welcome there. I'm trusted. I'm respected. And I'll just say one more thing. And I know I've kind of got on a soapbox about this, but this is how I started my day. And so, again, I am grateful for you holding the space. But another way I think men can take a step, it's a small way, is to not assume the person on the other side of the PFP is a man. When you say bro constantly and you're calling women and mothers and girls bro, you're assuming males on the other side. And if you don't see that, it's absolutely true. And something that I suggest that you do otherwise is to say fam. Fam is super welcoming. It helps with new people coming in. It's non-gender, right? In this new world, you want to be careful with people's pronouns. So it's none of that. And it's all love and it's all peace and it's all fam. So thank you again for letting me speak. I really appreciate your time here. And I hope maybe I can help someone out with those little tiny things that we can do, right? Fam, thank you so much again. I love you guys.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thanks for that, of course. Thank you for coming up and speaking and telling us your story. And I'm sorry you've been going through that. And that's really cool. I love using fam, and I love when people use fam with me. So what a great idea, because it is inclusive. It makes you feel like you're just part of it. You're just right there with you. They accept you immediately. Fam is just everything. I love to use that with everybody on here that I'm so comfortable with, because I really view everyone becoming like family on here. So I love that point of view. Mopar, what is up, girl? How have you been courageous in this space? How have you been in this space? What have you felt like dealing with, all the guys? You're in some big spaces as well that, are male dominated. What's up with you, girl?
Well,
You know
what? I was just sort of thinking, going through my head in my time in this space, I've never really had any issues with men or DMs or anything. But I'm part of a group. I'm the only girl in a Telegram group, and I guess I'm really good at bantering. I've sort of grown up around a lot of guys, so I can really, I don't know, just banter around and have fun and have that thick skin that Ada Girl was talking about.
Same way. I completely understand. I mean, I wish that I could give more viewpoints to a lot of ladies. I would love to be able to do that, because I've been having a really good experience as well, and great banter, and a great group of guys around me who have been like family and who support me and make me feel like I have a huge voice. And I want to hear, and if we ever have anyone, who hasn't had an experience like that, please don't ever hesitate to come up and talk to us, because, we'll try to give as much advice as we can, or be there for you to give you a voice. I wish I could have more to say about that, but it's really a blessing that a lot of ladies up here have been having mostly good experiences in this Cardano world, NFT world. And the little bits that we don't, it's great to have talks like this so we can tell everybody, our experiences and how we might just be able to help the next person along. I love that all the guys are in here and you're listening and you're joining in and you care. You can, just the fact that you're in here shows that you care, and we love you all for it a lot. So thank you.
Definitely. And I also want to, thank Chronic for saying also that I think a lot of the women in our space, we have so many amazing women that they don't get the credit that they deserve. I completely agree with that. And it's not me. I mean, talking about all the women in the space, we're all doing things that we are passionate and we're advocates for, and we're really wanting to progress everyone, not just us. It's like everyone in the space, the every project, all these things that we touch on. And I think we kind of do our very best. We always do our very best, and I want to thank everyone definitely for being here. We this right here speaks volumes that you guys do care, and Krissy and I are trying to do this in a time that it kind of helps with everyone to be here. So hopefully we should be able to do this every Saturday, because I mean I love the conversations that we have here. I don't know, Krissy, what do you think? I mean, this has just been so amazing. I'm so happy right now.
I love this. I love the platform that we're trying to build that, just differentiates a little bit from it just being a woman space. I want it to be for both so everyone can come in here and feel comfortable. I want the men to feel comfortable as well. I want everyone, because there are guys down there who don't talk either and they don't come up. I see them every day in our spaces, and y'all haven't felt, either you don't want to, and that's totally fine, but there are some people who might not feel comfortable, men and women. And I want you all to feel comfortable to come up in our space and talk. We all want to come together. I mean, a lot of people are going to be meeting in Vegas. We're all going to be, we're growing in this. So please, everyone, we're going to do this. I'd love to do it every Saturday night that we can. Ada Girl. Great timing. Hopefully after most people, I mean, I'm not at the clubs anymore, so there might be people at the clubs that, this time at night on a Saturday night. And if you're there, just kind of throw some headphones in and join in while you're dancing. But if you're not and you're like us and you're hanging at home and chilling at this time, please join us on Saturday nights, because hopefully we can turn this into a space that really just builds everybody's confidence.
Absolutely. And I wanted to invite everyone too, because, Krissy and I talked during the week, like, what should we talk about? If you guys have any ideas, if any of the guys have questions that they want, answered, you guys shoot them to us, DM us or whatever. We're always open for suggestions. We want to just, again, create a space where everyone has something to say, right? Or if you have something curious that you're like, why the fuck does this happen? What's going on here? We want to know. I see that Red Deuce has her hand up again. What's up?
Oh, thank you. I wanted to say, because Krissy's right on about that. I think if you guys I've talked before in spaces with Krissy and Chronic, they know, like, I'm a pretty confident, outspoken person. I pretty tough skin. Like, I'm going to say what's on my mind. And so in those situations, I obviously did speak up, and people were not very nice about it. I mean, these are communities I really care about. And so it is very important to speak up. And it's also important for you guys are really, really, for me to be nervous to talk about this topic. It's kind of, you know what I mean? It says a lot that you made me feel comfortable. Right, that says a lot. So I appreciate you holding space for this, and I really do hope you have it every Saturday. I'm happy to be spending my Saturday with you. So kudos to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that, Rebdeuce. We appreciate you. And I do see you all the time. I love that you came up here and spoke. And please come up any Saturday that you can. I love that you're up here, and I love that you want to join. So thank you. It gives us even more encouragement to keep doing this, and we're doing it for the right reasons. I know that at least my NFA team, they would love to hear some ladies talking about, what are you buying? What are you sniping? What NFTs are you?
You reading my mind, because that's what I was gonna say. What the hell y'all buying? That's what I want to know. I mean,
they want to know. They don't want the girls to just get up here. And I mean, we need to have that space, and we need to talk about what's going on. It's going to be important to blend the two. But we also want to hear just what's up with you. What are you like in this NFT life? What do you do on the daily? Come up here and tell us what your week was like. You know, we want to hear it all. We love to talk about NFTs.
Yeah, y'all. Do you flip the fiat? You flipping the other NFTs? You trying to up your game? You trying to get a space buddy? You trying to get a Bored Ape Yacht Club? I mean, come on, this is what we in here for. We a bunch of nerdy.
We all
This
here
is
for
what,
it. That's for sure.
that's what I want to know about. Help
That's
me.
what's up.
We trying to educate our pocketbooks. Let's go.
All right, Chronic.
Definitely. I mean,
Chronic.
we're all doing the same.
Chronic. I'm just gonna shill an Aussie project. DZ Ducks. You all know who DZ Ducks is. Our Aussie boy Dean is what is it? 6.5 ADA.
Pump them. Let's go.
As close to a free mint as you can get, and for us,
We ready?
I think it's a 11 p.m. for us tomorrow night.
9 in the morning.
No, 9.
No,
it's in 8 hours. Yeah, I'm sorry. So in 8 hours and like 6 minutes.
9 a.m. Eastern.
Just watching what those damn cats did today. I mean, they're on their way back down now, but you know, this is the only way that Dean can actually make an income off the project is by flipping. So it's highly encouraged.
That's crazy.
Great job, Crypto. Look, sorry, Ada girl, I'm gonna jump it. Look, 6.5 ADA, 800 are already reserves for the whitelist, and Dean.
Yep.
3,200 already. It's 8:30 a.m. Krissy and I are setting our alarm in like 8 hours, less than 8 hours. We're gonna mint out 10. Then we're gonna go to town, and I'm gonna try to mint as many, and I'm gonna dump on all of y'all because Dean got to get that money. And look, I'm gonna dump on y'all, and you dump on me, but I'm not buying off a secondary. I'm gonna mint like 50 of them. Krissy's gonna mint like 50 of them, and we're gonna sell at 50 to 100.
Yes, right. Do it. We control the floor. We control the floor. I'm calling 100.
Come on, I'm gonna try and get some lower than 100, Chronic.
Yeah,
man, you better try to mint, Chris. Mint, man. The point is mint. Let's sell out at 6.5.
You all got them crazy. I'm opening my Daedalus because of you.
What is it? Eastern time? Eastern time, 9 o'clock.
9 a.m. Eastern. Everyone is available. 3,200, bro. It's 6.5 ADA, and you're supposed to get like 2 ADA back for every one you buy. You can mint 10 at a time. So it's a free mint. If you're not this is fun, okay? This is not financial advice, of course. It's a fun mint. If you lose $65, $45, it's all good. Learn from this. Learn to flip. Learn to like ladder out your positions. Take this as a lesson. If you only have buy 2, try to sell 1, get your money back. Learn from that, and blah blah blah. This is what you need to. This is the perfect scenario to save your bag and learn at the same time, and maybe make a big ass bag. And Tal made space buds out of these little deals.
Like Mars birds all over again. That's
exactly. This is all over again.
We've been through this, but this is chapter 2.
Oh boy, I'll be up at 8:30 then.
But depending on if you're paying fucking attention or not, right? Fuck.
Tal's you're going 150, yeah?
Yeah, shit. Tal ain't gonna be up. Tal's gonna be listen. Tal is not gonna be up. He's in Lake Tahoe. He's not. He's in a misdemeanor. So that's just giving everybody else the potential.
What the fuck?
That's giving everybody else the potential to get more because Tal's not going to be there. He's going to have to buy the floor. So let's dump on Tal, everybody. Straight up. Let's do it.
Dump on Tal.
Hey, it's 6 a.m., right? Pacific time. Trying to help y'all guys out. I don't know.
But is there a whitelist required or what?
No, brother. Listen. It's 5:30 a.m.
Fucking bloodbath.
Listen.
Look at that pink tweet.
5:30 a.m., all right, that's when the whitelist PM Pacific. Okay, so I'm 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Okay, is when the whitelist. But I'm guaranteed. But I cannot mint from the same address until I mint my whitelist. So okay, just so you know, okay, I can mint 10 from a whitelist, and then I have to do those first. And then if I want to mint from the same address, okay? So public mint, it's freaking free for all. He's going to drop the address in his Discord under announcements in D's Ducks Discord. And then it's 6.5 ADA. Don't get scammed. Listen, Chris, don't get scammed. Only Dean
so how many can you mint? Let's see. So you have this whitelist. How many can you mint? How many can you mint before the public, Chronic?
No, listen, it's only 800 reserves, Stitch. Don't worry about that. You got 3,200 fair game. Everyone in this room, 10 a pop. There's like 320 or, whatever if I can't add right now. There's not many transaction of 10 a pop. That's the thing.
Done.
So it's going to go
Done.
quick. It's going to
5:30
go
a.m. man.
quick.
I'll be up having fucking
And I
coffee
don't
with you
even want to
guys. This
tell
is
y'all,
great.
but I just want them to sell out so I can dump on y'all straight up. So it needs to sell out so I can dump on y'all. So
I'm
let's
dumping
get them
on
sell
you.
out. Maybe you ain't. I'm not buying secondary, so someone else is gonna buy my bag. It
Yeah,
ain't
and you
gonna be
you
me.
have to
Sterling.
post. You have to post
Who are
them
these
all over
people
your
who are
Twitter
going to buy the bags? Though,
The
is what I
Oh,
people
want.
you're
that are
gonna
not
see.
in this
You're gonna
space.
see.
Is
I
there a
don't
link to this
know.
Well,
Discord
guys,
somewhere?
No, listen,
we're
listen. It's these ducks. It's their Discord server. Dean K. Why don't you? It's these ducks. Dean K. YouTube.
It's
Someone
pinned at
you
the
know.
top. Pinned at the top.
Crypto Market, yeah. Someone do it so no one gets fucking scammed.
Yeah,
Straight
And for
up.
that reason, I'm out.
Goose just posted it at the top.
Wait, you said I buy from when they post in Discord?
What you mean, my dude?
When they post, they gonna post a link.
Yeah, my brother. It's gonna be an announcement. It's like the address, no link, bro. Just an address, brother. You feel me? It's
okay.
easy,
So
yeah.
we're gonna
Just
go on
easy
ahead and
old school shit.
we're gonna end the space. Oh, well, I
The
have
old
to
school
get
shit
going,
wasn't always
but
easy.
Hey,
Yeah.
thank y'all so much for coming. I loved it. I'm gonna get some of them damn ducks now. So thanks for that. I appreciate every one of you guys being here. Krissy.
Yes, thank you all so much for being here. Another great 2 hours with you all. Please come back again next Saturday. We would love for all you guys to come up and speak again. All you ladies, please come chat with us. And more ladies, come on in and come chat with us all. Sorry, ignore my dogs, but we're going to go ahead and open up another space with NFA after this if y'all want to join over there. But thank you. We're gonna shut this one down and say farewell. Have a good night, and we love you.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
thanks for hosting, ladies. Next time Crypto Lady Lux will be back on
Thank you.
Thursdays. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Great space, guys. See y'all, ladies, gals.
Some good shills all around. Nice hearing from you ladies. Goodbye.